Nadine. Sorry to bother you, but did you happen to send something to our house? We received a package just a moment ago, but we weren't expecting anything. Oh, has it already arrived? I'm glad to hear that. You never mentioned you were sending us something, so I was a little surprised when it arrived. Could you please tell me what it might be? When you open it, you'll see, right? Do you really need me to tell you what it is? It's a suit for Frank. A suit? Yes, a suit. Marcus's wedding is coming up, remember? Yes, that's right, it is. But you really don't have to worry about buying him a suit for it. He's already getting one made. Don't waste your money. The other day when I was out shopping with Yolanda, I found that suit. As soon as I saw it, I knew it was perfect for Frank, so I just had to buy it. Tell him to wear it to Marcus's wedding, okay? Oh, okay. I'll be sure to pass along the message. Why don't you open the package and take a look at it yourself? You'll see, it's really quite beautiful. I'm sure he'll love it. I'll open it with Frank when he gets home. And I'll be sure to tell him to call you, too. Oh, don't worry about it. And there's no need to thank me either. Didn't you just say something about getting a suit made? Yes, that's right. I did. Frank was going to see a tailor tomorrow, actually. Well, tell him to cancel all of that. It would have been quite a waste of money, don't you think? This suit I sent you will definitely look better on him than anything you could have made anyway. Oh, I see. It's that great, huh? Thank you for thinking of us. If there are any problems with the size, you can just take it straight to the store, since they said they'd fix it if it didn't fit right. And for no extra charge either. Okay, I understand. I'll be sure to let Frank know. What about yourself, Ariana? Have you decided what to wear? Are you wearing a floor-length gown? Or a sundress? Although I think you might be a little old to wear something so short. Yes, you might be right about that. I think a floor-length gown would be good, but I haven't had a chance to buy something yet. I'm planning on talking to Frank about it and going shopping with him for something soon. Oh, is that right? If you're going to choose something with Frank, then I guess I can relax. After all, his taste is as good as mine. I'm sure he'll dress you to look the part. I'm sorry if I made you worry somehow. Well, it's not like weddings happen every day or something. So I just don't want any cause for embarrassment at the ceremony. That's all. That would be very rude to all the guests, don't you think? Yes, I suppose it would. I was very surprised to hear about Marcus getting married. But you have no idea how relieved I was after meeting Yolanda. Marcus is so handsome, and Yolanda is really such a beautiful woman. They're perfect for each other. And I'm sure they're going to give me beautiful grandchildren. Yes, it's true that Yolanda really is beautiful. I think they're a great match, too. They really are, aren't they? Even if I put my bias aside, Marcus is a very handsome man, too. I think anyone would agree. If he didn't marry someone as beautiful as Yolanda, it would have really been such a waste. Yeah, I suppose I can see what you mean. It makes me wonder about Frank. I wonder what was going through his mind. He's not bad looking either, right? I don't know what made him marry a woman as plain as you. You really hit the jackpot, didn't you? When I first heard about your marriage, I was really surprised, you know. I'm sorry for being so plain. It's nothing you need to apologize for. I guess he doesn't have to worry about you cheating or anything at the very least. But you know, even if it wasn't you he married, I would be worried about him growing tired of his partner. That boy really gets bored easily. I've lost count of how many girlfriends he's had over the years. Yes, you've told me that before. So anyway, don't let him get bored of you, okay? Thank you for your concern. I'll do my best. But having said that, I don't think you have to worry at the moment. He doesn't seem to be bored of you. If that's the case, I'm glad. I don't know how long that will last, though, so don't get too comfortable. Oh, and that reminds me. After you decide what to wear for the wedding, don't forget to check with me, too. I don't want you showing up at the wedding in a dress I didn't approve of. Okay, I understand. Ariana! I just got off the phone with Frank. What's the meaning of this? He said he doesn't need the suit I sent him. What did you say to him? I don't know what to tell you. I'm terribly sorry. He decided to go with the tailor. Don't just apologize. Help me understand instead. After all the trouble I went to, getting him such a nice suit and sending it all the way to your house, for him to say he's ordered one himself? Don't you think that's a little rude? I don't know if there's any use talking to me about this. This was Frank's decision, not mine. Then tell me, who else should I talk to? Didn't we speak on the phone last week? And didn't you agree with me? About how the suit I sent was much nicer than anything he could have made. I don't remember giving my opinion. You've really changed your tune. I bet you didn't tell him anything I said about the suit. It's no wonder he isn't excited. This is all your fault. I did talk to Frank, and I expressed your feelings very clearly. There's no way that's true. If it was, this would never have happened. I'm sorry, but Frank already made his mind up about getting a suit tailor-made. Well, that's obviously because you didn't sell it well enough. I told him everything you told me to. Also, if the size was a problem, it's just a matter of getting it fixed, right? Did you tell him that too? Yes, I did. You know, even if you keep pressing me about this, Frank's the one who would be wearing the suit, not me. So I think Frank's feelings on the matter are the most important. Excuse me. Do you know how much that suit cost? $200, you know? It was $200. And yet, he said there's no way he's wearing such a cheap suit. Can you believe that? $200 is a lot of money. I'm really sorry. I don't know how to put this, but the suit you sent was more of a business suit for a work setting. It's a really nice suit, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it was meant to be worn at an event like a wedding. What? You mean to tell me you have a problem with it too now? I wouldn't say I have a problem with it or anything. I just think it might not be appropriate for a wedding. That's all. Oh, I see. So that's how it is. Don't worry. Now I understand. What do you mean? What do you understand? I never got the impression that you disagreed with me on the suit. But I should have seen this coming from you. I'm really not sure what you mean. You seemed to really agree with me last week, but I suppose I only have myself to blame for taking you at face value. I'm really disappointed to see how two-faced you can actually be. But why am I surprised? You never take my side about anything, do you? I'm honestly very sorry, but I think you have the wrong idea. I told Frank everything you asked me to tell him. It wasn't my intention to go against you. I did exactly as you asked. I never said I wanted you to apologize or anything, so you can save your breath. Your apology is worthless to me anyway. It's been the same ever since you married Frank. You never listen to a word I say. I think my son might have made a big mistake by marrying someone like you. I always told him he could do better. Please don't say things like that. I understand your feelings, I really do. But I just want you to understand Frank's feelings too. Is that really so wrong? There's no use trying to make yourself sound like such an angel. I already know what you're really like. That isn't what I'm doing. I'm not trying to sound like an angel. I'm just telling you how I feel. All I want is for you to understand his feelings. That's all. What's wrong with that? Ever since Frank married you, he barely even visits us anymore. We're lucky if we see him every few months. All he cares about these days is pleasing you, and he seems to have forgotten all about me and the rest of his family. You must have told him not to visit home anymore, too, right? Don't try and lie to me. I never once said anything like that. Frank's been really busy at work recently. It's not that he's deliberately avoiding going home or anything. He just doesn't have a lot of free time. You expect me to believe that? You mean to tell me he's too busy to spare a single evening? I've done so much for that boy. And to think, he'd end up so easily influenced by a woman like you. You've really got it all wrong. Could you please calm down? I am calm! Well, I'm glad I at least don't have to worry about Marcus ending up like this. Yolanda seems like the perfect daughter after all, so I think I can relax. She's the complete opposite of you. I don't understand. It's been like this ever since I married Frank. Why do you think so badly of me? What did I ever do to you? You didn't do anything. But of course, as a mother, I'm going to prefer my son marry women who are on the same page as me. And by that, I mean women who try their best to make their husbands' lives peaceful and happy, as well as the lives of their husbands' families. Of course I'm going to be disappointed if my sons don't marry someone like that. I'm concerned about their futures, naturally. I'm trying my best. I really am. But you must realize how demanding you can be. I've always done my best to please you, but just doing everything you say without question is a little difficult, to say the least. Well, even if it's difficult, you should still do as I say. Shouldn't that much go without saying? I accepted you marrying my precious first son, after all. Shouldn't you be showing me a little more respect? But you call this trying your best. Don't make me laugh. I'm very sorry you feel that way. I'll try harder from now on. You really should try having a little more empathy towards me, don't you think? Why don't you take a page out of Yolanda's book? She's been absolutely wonderful. She brings Marcus to come and see us pretty often, too, you know. Almost every few weeks, in fact. I never would have imagined I'd be so lucky to have such a wonderful daughter-in-law. Especially after having to put up with you for so long. Marcus turned out to be a pretty good son, choosing such a wonderful wife. Yeah, that's right. Yolanda really is a wonderful person. It makes me wonder, if Frank marries someone else, maybe he'd go back to being as good a son as he was before he met you. Excuse me? What do you mean by that? Are you suggesting he should divorce me? Relax, it's just a joke. It would be so embarrassing if Frank got a divorce after all. I don't want to imagine what all the neighbors and relatives would say. But you know, having said that, with a face like Frank's, it's not like he'd have any problems finding a new wife right away. You might call that a joke, but I don't find it very funny. You never did have much of a sense of humor, did you? Well, I'll be honest with you. Whether this stays as a joke or not completely depends on you, and how you treat my son and his family. Don't you ever forget that. Don't worry. I understand. I heard you've been going dress shopping. Didn't I tell you to show me your dress before you buy it? Yes, I remember. But we didn't end up buying anything that day. I see. Don't forget what I told you, okay? I definitely need to see the dress before you buy it. And don't forget the dress code. They want to keep it moderately formal, remember? Yes, I'm aware. I've seen the kind of clothes you usually wear, so I think you can understand why I'm worried. Please don't worry. I'll be dressed appropriately. Look for a deep color like emerald or navy, okay? Nothing too gaudy like that dress I saw you in last Christmas. Oh, and the wedding's in a few months, so you still have time to get in shape. Let me know if you need any tips or advice with that. Excuse me? That was your plan, I assume. I think you might have a hard time finding a dress that would fit you as you are. Thank you for your concern, but I think I'll manage. Really? Well, I know a really nice gym not far from where you and Frank live. Would you like me to give you the address? That's very kind of you, but please don't worry about it. Is that so? Well, let me know if you change your mind. They have a referral program I want to take advantage of. And I'm looking forward to seeing the dress you pick. Hey! Didn't I invite the two of you over for dinner tonight? I just heard from Frank that neither of you are coming. What's the meaning of this? Explain yourself, right now. Yes, I'm really sorry we can't make it this evening. Frank said today's not a good day for him. If you'll have us over another day, I'm really looking forward to it. Is that really all you have to say? The nerve of some people. I'm so disappointed in you. I was expecting to receive a message more along the lines of, since Frank is busy, how about I just come and see you on my own this time? But you can't even spare us such a basic courtesy, can you? But why am I so surprised? You really are a useless wife. I should have seen this coming. I'm really sorry, but it's not really possible for me to come over today either. I invited you over for a reason, you know. You can understand that much, at least, can't you? I'll really never understand why he married a woman like you. Please try and understand. Today really is a bad day for us. We didn't mean to disrespect you. I never asked when a convenient time for you was. You really need to get your priorities in order. If I call you over, you should come. It's as simple as that. I'm your mother-in-law, remember? Isn't that a wife's job? I'm sorry, that isn't really possible for me. Today, even Marcus and Yolanda said they had plans and couldn't come. After I went through all the trouble of inviting them. Why does nobody care about my feelings? I spend most of my life raising those sons of mine, and this is how they repay me. I'm sorry about this, I really am. But, by the way, you said there was a reason you invited us over? What was the reason? Is everything okay? I wanted everyone to eat dinner together as a family. It's been over a month since we've all been together, hasn't it? Oh, I see. Yes, I think it has been around a month. Your father-in-law might have said that, since everyone's busy, I shouldn't pressure you all. But I know that's just his pride talking. He actually really wants to see everyone. But he doesn't want to admit it. That's why I went through the trouble of inviting everyone. I never would have imagined you would all turn me down. Well, please tell him how sorry we are that we're unable to make it this time. And tell him we're looking forward to seeing him next time. Huh! I know you think I'm stupid, but even I know there won't be a next time. You're just going to come up with a new excuse every time we invite you over, aren't you? Until we finally pass away, old and alone. And then you can celebrate, and you can finally stop thinking of new excuses. That's not true. I'd be more than happy to visit if I could. I'm really sorry, but I hope you can believe me. It's nothing we can help this time. The truth is, I can be quite susceptible to colds, especially around this time of year. So, unsurprisingly, I've caught a cold. And the last thing I want to do is give my cold to any of you. In that case, you should just talk to Frank about coming alone when you're not feeling well. Can't you think of that much on your own? It's like I said before. Frank is really busy with work. What a surprise! More excuses. But what am I saying? You're probably not even sick. This is just an excuse not to visit us, isn't it? It isn't an excuse. I would be more than happy to visit you if I was feeling better. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. All you do is apologize, isn't it? Do you think you can fix anything by just saying you're sorry? What? I never thought that. Honestly, all you ever say is sorry. You're like a broken record. Do you even know any other words? It seems like you think you can get away with anything by just saying sorry. It's really starting to get on my nerves, you know? You've really got it all wrong. I only apologize when I actually feel sorry about something. I'm not trying to get out of things, I'm just expressing how I feel. Ugh, enough already. How about you try being a little more honest for once in your life? Isn't the real reason you're not coming over that you simply don't want to come to our house? That has to be why Frank never comes over too. There's no other explanation. That's what it is, isn't it? Don't think you can keep lying to me. No, you've got it all wrong. Frank is genuinely very busy at work. He was recently promoted and he has a lot of new responsibilities now. It's really tough to go to your house as often as you seem to want us to. I've never stopped him going to see you either. Every time Frank has refused, it's been his own choice, with no input from me. And it's really never anything we can help. And what exactly do you mean by, as often as I want? I've only asked for him to come and see us once a month, haven't I? Is that too much to ask? Frank hardly ever even replies to my messages anymore. Can't you see why I'm worried? There's no way you don't have something to do with how cold he's been towards his own parents. I've never stopped him getting in touch with you. Why would I do that? How would I know what's going on in your head? Maybe you're jealous of how close our family was. In any case, all I know is he used to come and see us quite often and reply to my messages very promptly. Until he met you, that is. I really don't know what to tell you. I've always been willing to go to your house, whenever it's been possible. And haven't I bought you a lot of gifts over the years, too? I've always done what you've asked me to, whenever I've been able to. Shouldn't all of that go without saying? You're a wife, after all. And I'm your husband's mother. Of course you should do as I say. Can you not act so proud of yourself for doing the bare minimum? I'm not acting proud of myself. Again with the excuses! You really never change, do you? Why do you want to fight with me so badly? Aren't you making a bit of a habit out of this? I'm not making a habit out of anything. Why do you always have to treat me as an enemy? I don't think I've ever done anything to warrant this. That's enough already. I've had it with your disrespect. What do you mean by that? I don't think I've said anything disrespectful. If you can't even understand how much you've offended me over the years, then I really give up. I should have never let Frank marry someone like you. I should have known what kind of person you were when I heard about how little time you spend with your own parents. I'm sorry, but I don't think you know anything about my relationship with my parents. I know you barely visit them once a year, right? But you know that's because they live across the country, don't you? As you already know, I moved states to live with Frank. And it's difficult to visit them over the holidays, since you insist me and Frank both stay at your house. Oh, so it's my fault, is it? I never said that. Again with the excuses! Didn't I tell you to stop making excuses and just admit your own faults? I'm sorry, but I don't think I've done anything wrong, so there are no faults for me to admit to here. You're still talking back to me. Now I've really had it. I don't think I can accept someone like you being my precious son's wife. I don't want you anywhere near me or my family. Don't worry about coming to Marcus's wedding either. Wait a minute. Why not? No, I'm not going to wait a minute. I'm not interested in hearing anything you have to say. I thought, if nothing else, you were at least a mature wife who understood her responsibilities. But talking back to me as much as you've been, there's no way I can forgive such insolence. What are you saying? Could you please calm down a little? All I've done is answer your questions. I never meant to disrespect you. Once you've calmed down, let's talk to Frank about this, okay? If we do that, I'm sure we can clear up all of the misunderstandings you seem to have. No, thank you. And don't worry, I'll talk to Frank myself. As long as he's with a wife as disrespectful as you, I don't want him stepping foot in my house. Nadine, could you please try to calm down? I'm your daughter-in-law. Don't say that. I don't want someone like you in my family tree. Now, can you please do me a favor and stay out of my sight in the future? How could you say that? Hey, have you forgotten already? I told you the other day, didn't I? Not to show your face around me. No, I haven't forgotten. In that case, what do you think you're doing at the wedding? I refuse to be in the same building as someone like you. If you're here, I'm going home. What? You're leaving the wedding? Huh, what a shame. Do you want Marcus to have to get married without both of his parents at the ceremony? If you care even a little bit about Marcus and Yolanda, go home right now. I understand. I'll go home. Good riddance. Your dress is so plain, too. But I guess that makes it perfect for you. It would just embarrass them anyway, having someone like you in the wedding pictures. I can't believe you had the nerve to come here in the first place. Of course I came, since they were kind enough to invite me. They were just being polite. That much is obvious, isn't it? Do you think they actually want you here? You really have no shame, do you? Just go home already. You're such a nuisance. So do everyone a favor and leave. I understand. I'm leaving. Hey! I only told you to go home. How dare you take Frank and his father with you? What on earth are they thinking? Leaving me here alone. I didn't take anyone anywhere. I just did what you told me to do. I can't control their actions. I only told you to go home, not them. Do you not listen to what other people say? Don't worry, I heard what you said. Which is why I've done exactly what you told me to and gone home. Like I said, I never told anyone besides you to leave. You can go home by yourself. What did you tell them to make them go with you? Now stop messing around. Send those two back, immediately. How am I supposed to send them back? It's not like I forced them to leave with me or anything. What? I just told them I was going home because you told me to, and the two of them decided to leave too. I don't know what to tell you. What are you talking about? I'm sick of your lies. Why would they do that? I wonder why. It seems like you can go home too. Or rather, did you not just get a message from Marcus telling you to go home? I did get a message like that from Marcus. Why? What is the meaning of this? Is this some kind of joke? Why should I have to go home? I'm his mother, aren't I? What lies have you been telling him? Isn't that something you should ask him yourself? I did! I replied to his message. But it seems like the message hasn't been read yet. What's the meaning of this? You need to explain what's going on right now. That must be because he's on the phone with Frank. I think he just told Frank that he's told you to go home, so it's okay for us to come back to the wedding. What are you going to do? Huh? You're asking me what I'm going to do. I'm going to the wedding, of course. I have to clear up all the lies you must have told them. There's no way I'm just going home. It's my own son's wedding, you know. If anyone should go home, it's you. Just do us all a favor and go home on your own. Do you still not understand? The one they want to leave the wedding isn't me. It's you. Just you. So if you don't want the wedding to be called off, I think it might be best if you leave. I don't understand. Why on earth would they want you to stay and me to go home? It actually looks like they never wanted to invite you in the first place. But since you're still Marcus's mother, they decided to do you a favor and invite you. But it seems like even a person as nice as Marcus has his limits. Still his mother? And what exactly is still supposed to mean? Of course I'm his mother! For now, that's true. But once this wedding is over, it seems like your husband is planning to get a divorce from you. A divorce? Why would he want a divorce? Well, even if we ignore your behavior right now, you're always so selfish. So it seems like he's sick of always being pushed around by you. What are you talking about? I've never pushed anyone around. Don't say such ridiculous things. All you ever do is push people around. The way you butt into your son's lives and pick on their wives. And then you go into a fit of rage if anyone speaks up to you. It seems like everyone's had enough of you. Most of all, your own husband. Who are you talking about? I've never done anything like that. Have you forgotten all the things you've done? Let me remind you of just a few. Do you recall all the times when you've invited people over on the weekends or holidays? How on those days, you force him to clean the whole house or rearrange furniture all day? And if he's the one cooking, you just complain about how the food doesn't taste good, don't you? You've really been a nightmare. I've never done anything like that. There's no use lying. I have a lot of evidence, you know. Like message screenshots, as well as countless recordings of conversations. I've been collecting all of this evidence in case something ever happened. Not that it was necessary, since Frank and his father believed me before I even showed them any of it. You're lying again. No, as usual, I'm not. And while we're at it, I may as well tell you this, too. I actually asked them both to do me a favor, and that you say whatever you want to me. No matter what you said to me, or what you did to me, I asked them not to say anything, or interject at all. I thought, while you were busy picking on me, Yolanda wouldn't have to suffer. What? Yolanda? What do you have to do with Yolanda? She happens to be one of my best friends. I've known her since high school. We even went to the same university. Huh? Don't lie to me. You, I can understand. But there's no way she'd keep something like that from me. Have you ever even asked her about me? Well, no. But besides, who do you think introduced her to Marcus in the first place? Why didn't you ever tell me? If you knew we were old friends, I thought you'd definitely treat her as badly as you treat me. How dare you make such assumptions about me? And how dare you keep such secrets from me, too? How long did you plan on making a fool of me? I never meant to make a fool of you. All I wanted to do was keep you from causing trouble for Marcus and Yolanda. And now, when this wedding's over, we'll never have to deal with you again. So I can finally relax. You. How could you? From tomorrow onwards, don't expect any of us to answer your calls. Even if you try and refuse the divorce with Frank's father. He isn't going back to that house ever again. And since that house belongs to him, he plans on selling it as soon as possible. So you had better start making preparations to move. You don't have long. Wait a minute. He's going to sell the house? What's going to happen to me? I don't know. Why are you asking me? Didn't I just tell you that we don't want anything to do with you after today? Stop messing around! I am not getting divorced. There's no way. I don't believe you. You're just making all of this up, aren't you? Your husband said no matter how many years it might take, He is definitely divorcing you. And as long as there's evidence that this marriage is practically over, it shouldn't take over a year and a half at most, even if it does go to trial. He said he wants to divorce me that badly. Isn't that what I just said? And if you're thinking of moving in with one of your sons, you should forget about that too. Not only have Marcus and Yolanda moved into a new apartment together, without giving you the address, of course, me and Frank have also moved to a new place. So, good luck finding either of them. What? What have you done? Do you think you can get away with this? You're just his wife. How dare you take Frank away from me? Yes, I'm his wife. Do wives not have the right to move house? You're a wife too, aren't you? Or at least you were. I wonder if your mother-in-law treated you the way you've treated me. Did she ever tell you to drop everything and visit her? No matter how sick you might have been? Or has she ever thrown the food you cooked into the trash? Well, did she ever try and force you into divorcing her son? While her son wasn't around, did she ever talk to you the way you talk to me when Frank isn't around? Shut up! Isn't all of that your own fault anyway? All I ever did was try and teach and guide you. What's wrong with that? Isn't that my job as your mother-in-law? You tried to teach me? Tell me, what exactly did you teach me? I taught you a lot. Maybe I learned how to make people feel bad? Or how to drive my whole family away? Or maybe how to end up alone. But I can't really think of anything else besides those. It really is a mystery, isn't it? How did people as good as Frank and Marcus come from a mother like you? That's enough. I'll never forgive you. That's fine. I don't really care whether you forgive me or not. But please don't come and haunt me as a ghost or something after you pass away. That actually might be a bit scary. What are you talking about? How could you say such things to me? Oh, you'll have to excuse me. It seems like I don't have any more time to talk to you. What? Don't tell me. You're at the wedding! I am, actually. And it looks like it's about to start. We're actually back at the venue already. While you went out to look for everyone, we all came back. Where are you? Tell me right now! I can tell you if you want. But you do realize they aren't going to let you in, right? Huh? Why not? It seems like the staff were specifically told not to. Marcus told them not to let you in, no matter what you say. So it seems like the wedding is gonna go off without a hitch. Just hang on a minute. A wedding without the groom's mother? That's ridiculous. Tell them to let me back in. Right this minute. I don't want to hear you talk about what's ridiculous or not. The way you've been acting, I don't think you have any right to call anything ridiculous. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't have any more time to talk to strangers. I have a wedding to attend. So if you'll excuse me. Just wait a minute. I'll apologize for everything up until now. Then it's fine, isn't it? Let me back in. Please. We heard from the staff that my mother-in-law tried to get back into the wedding, but they were able to keep her from entering, and the wedding was able to go as planned. By the time the wedding was over, she had already left. It seems like she went home to wait for her husband after that, and after finally talking to him, she refused to get a divorce. But of course, my father-in-law hadn't changed his mind, so he stood his ground and moved out immediately. For now, he's staying with us in our new apartment. Our new apartment is pretty close to Marcus and Yolanda's new place, too. So the whole family meets more often than ever before now. Of course, my mother-in-law doesn't know about this, but I'm actually pregnant, too. So it seems like our family will get even bigger next year. I can't wait to raise my own son in a loving family, with my husband Frank and Frank's father, too. Thank you for watching until the end. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to see more videos like this.